Yeah, I don't ever imagine Delandu sleeps. I imagine half of his insanity comes from not sleeping. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, and we are back to another episode of Escaflowne, or Visions of Escaflowne. Of course, we have a board, first off. And, of course, as hard as it is to see down here, there will be the link in the description, so you can see it more clearly in your own time if you want. With the board comes the board changelog. I added Milurna, Aston, Grava Aston, and Maydeen Fossa. I added a blue line connecting the princess to the king. I added a green line connecting the princess to Alan. I added a green line connecting the king to Fulkin. I added a white line connecting the king to Alan. And I added a green line connecting the king to Maydeen. Those are the more recent changes. I'm thinking what I'm probably going to do when it comes to Alan, because Alan is getting overwhelmed with lines, is I'm probably just going to do the crew thing that I do with other shows like Gundam, where I'm going to connect all of the crew with one line, and I'm going to connect that one line to Alan. So that'll free up a bunch of these lines I have going to Alan that are all just essentially people that report to him. Alright, we also have notes. So, the problem I'm having with the cards is twofold. One is that I'm not familiar enough with tarot to be able to recognize a card on its face. The second is that they are written in Italian, so only the most obvious ones jump out to me while watching the episode, and the rest I have to figure out and interpret after the fact when I go back to take my notes. In this case, today's card is Justice. Yet another instance of you'd better keep your power a secret, but of course the fact is that it's Alan saying this while also indicating that there's nothing to fear from the capital of their own home. It's quite literally saying one thing and implying the other. Something that often happens in stories like this. Milurna visited Fenelia once as a kid, but remembers everything she saw as though she has an eidetic memory. Beyond just describing what the place looked like, she even recalls Vaughn's face and Fulkin's name, down to her impressions of him. It could be that she's not all that old now, and these are memories of like 10 years ago for her. So while not fresh in her mind, they aren't exactly being pushed out by other stuff either. I know I'm only like 40, but there's no chance I'm remembering much from when I was like 10. Should it have been alarming that despite no one knowing Alan was on his way and Milurna was surprised to see him, that her father, the king, was talking about wanting to discuss something with him? Objectively, Alan should be on the board of the country right now. So why would the king be mentioning wanting to talk to Alan rather than, say, just sending a messenger for him? Or, a messenger pigeon to send a message to him, whatever they do here. Without being able to figure out her tone while listening in the sub, I really figured Milurna was playing the role of jealous girlfriend or snooty rich girl. But hearing it in the dub, I think I may have just called her wrong. She seems fairly genuine in tone, and that calling Hitomi a servant felt like an actual mistake. Then again, her comment about the smell and how her appearance might reflect bad on Alan, maybe her tone of voice is just tricking me. Or she doesn't have any experience talking to common people. I feel like King Aston and Alan were arguing cross points to one another, and neither really making a good point. The king is saying that they shouldn't invite the wrath of Zybok over one outpost. But the fact that Zybok attacked your outpost proves that they are not living up to their status as an ally and have already expressed said wrath. Alan is expressing that chivalry dictates that they protect Vaughn from his pursuers, which isn't a statement that the king has addressed at all in the scene that we've seen so far. Also, Chivalry is a personal code, not a method by which to rule a country. Chivalry can demand your personal actions, but not the actions of a people as a whole. From that perspective, if the king isn't simply being obtuse or manipulated, then I can understand his position. In this case, bending the knee and sacrificing your pride for the safety of your people. The fact that Hitomi finds a random CD doesn't just imply that she might not be the first person to come to Gaia, but that whoever brought the CD was recent. I mean, commercially, CDs have only been available since 1982. Escaflowne came out in 1996, and working on the assumption that that is the year in the show, as I previously have, the CDs have only been available for the last 14 years. So, whoever came to Gaia from Earth bringing a CD would have been in the last 14 years at the latest. On top of that, as I pointed out repeatedly, she runs off with a CD in her Disco Man without paying for it. I have to assume the princess interceded on that one, as surprisingly, the vendor doesn't even blink when she runs off with his goods. So Fulkin died fighting the dragon, and Dornkirk gave him new life. Does that imply the wings were his doing as well? The flashback Malerna had of Fulkin didn't show wings, or the hint of them under his shirt, so they must be a new affectation, similar to the arm. Whatever a strategos is, I guess it outranks Delando, despite the fact that it seemed like Delando was giving orders despite Fulkin a couple of episodes back, but here they are, concerned that Delando might be breaking the orders Fulkin set. We've changed the translation of a word, I guess. New Guy calls the Escaflowne an Ipsano Guymelf, with an I, whereas the Mole Man called it a Ypsano creation with a Y. Either way, evidently they are clearly different visually from other designs. I can only expect this Ypsano build to come up later when we see other of their designs in action. The fact that Escaflowne isn't one of a kind is what I'm bringing up. I guess Hitomi's visions can also just happenstance their way into saving people unrelated to the vision she's having. By which I mean she had a vision of Vaughn being attacked and then rushes off to save Vaughn from a completely unrelated attack to the one that she saw. Delandu attacking with a ranged strike from over the mountain, while being like a strike from the heavens, wasn't the lightning strike that she was trying to save him from. And those are all of my notes from the last episode. I say let's go ahead and hop on in and see what happens, I guess, in the arena where Van is expected to fight a bunch of mercenaries because the king wants to fulfill Zybok's concern, promise, whatever.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button,
hit that subscribe button,
comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this, unfiltered,
uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
Again, also the element that the opening of the show starts with the fact that Hitomi loves Vaughn, loves Alan. It is still weird. I don't know. I don't know if that's like a spoiler, but it very much feels like the show should have built up the concept that a relationship could have been forming here before she just starts outright saying, I love you, and images of both of the men from the show. And it really does what's his name a disservice from back on Earth, right? Amano. It really does Amano a disservice. Because I believe... No, actually, he's not in the ending credits. That's Alan in the ending credits. And the fact that Alan just kind of looks like Amano is the unhelpful element there. Because you remember, Amano said he was going to stay in the town instead of going off and pursuing his career in the hopes that Hitomi would come back. And here's Hitomi falling in love with two different men. So if she ever did come back,
あれは夢それとも幻アストリアの都パラスで私はミラーナ姫に出会いあいつはお兄さんと再会したでも私が見たあいつを襲う不吉なビジョンはまだ終わっていなかった
don't know what this one represents.
海の香り漂う
I don't know what Lacrosia means. Well, that's just fucking crazy. Also, he's got pierced eyeballs. He fucking pierced eyeballs. I'm definitely gonna put that into the list of things that make you look crazier than anybody possibly could. Pierced eyeballs. Are you implying that the fight's going to be over by the time the sword hits the ground? I don't know, for some reason I thought the whole battle would last the entire episode. Not like 2 minutes.
エナジストだけ破壊するとは
王様こんなの腕試しじゃないわ今日じゃないの
3対1とはいささか騎士の道に外れていたのではありませんか
何を言うイスパーの聖のガイメレフに敬意を表してのことよ
そのような構わぬ
I mean, as a show of friendship, you made him fight 3-on-1.
さすがは武勇を誇るファーネリアの王力強いお言葉ですがこれはザイバッハが欲しがるのも無理はないあのメレフはいい値がつくネブミかお前らしいなエスカフローネ実に素晴らしいガイメレフだまさに見るほど
I'm surprised they let him out of the arena. I guess maybe the next course of action is to poison him?
まあメイデン様
恐れながらアストン王様その美しさゆえに噂がザイバッハの耳に入らぬとも限りませぬ
いかな手を打つ
エスカフローネを我が国のガイメレフに見せかけてはいかがでしょ
うなるほど木を隠すには森の中というわけか
So maybe he's not capitulating to Zybok like I thought he was going to.
お任せします
バーン
美しすぎるのも罪というものだなアレン
I mean, only if it affects your outward, how you treat others.
瞳くんでしたかな
はい
アレン殿のお付きだそうだが国はどこかな
Isn't it funny that none of Alan's other companions were invited to here?
なんでも不思議な不思議な風習の遠い国から来たそうですわ
Again, her face reads bitch. But she's cool sometimes, and her tone of voice doesn't express that either.
おいしい
美のを一気飲みするとは確かに変わっている詳しく聞きたいですなミラーナ姫
姫そのような話題はこの場にふさわしくありません
あらそのようなとは
たかが次女のことではありませんか
Oh, slightly disrespectful.
ではアレン、あなたと
Especially
お話
after
ししたい
she
わ。
said, I'm not a handmaiden
わ
so
ざ
many
わざご
times.
一緒してくださらなかったし。
申し訳ありません。落ち着きましたら必ず。
約束よアレン。アレン、ミラーナはメイデン様のご長男と婚約いたしましたのよ。本当ですか？お姉様。あら、
Are you
お話
excited
こ
by
のことじゃな
that?
かったの？
それは何よりの吉報。おめでとうございます、姫。
私はまだ承知しておりません。お父様が勝手に。
姫の幸せのためだ。
I know the other, the
何年も会
sister,
ってませんのよ。
seems to be the real bitch in the room, but she has, I don't know.
さえ帰ってこない。
I like the look of her. I don't know what to say.
顔を見せて差し上げませんとな。
アレンさん、フリーなんだ。
Oh, that's why you're happy about it. Sorry. It read weirdly to me. So it is poisoned. Oh no, it's not poison. It's a common drink. Sorry, I thought they had the stuff that they were drinking.
僕は待たされるのは嫌いなんだ。
竜の居場所は察しがついている。焦ることはない。
竜なんか早く捕まえてしまえばいいんだ。そうすればドルンカーク様も喜ばれるさ。
I think I had myself drawn as a crazy person. I think I've said that every episode now.
なんだ。
I should be concerned that my artist looked at the show and said, this is the guy. This is the guy that's like you.
我軍勢と共にアストリアへ向かう。四将軍が直々にパワースポットの位置が判明したのだな。
じゃあついにドルンカーク様の探し求めていたものが。
運命予測装置竜の影を察知。作戦開始前に捉えよ。
It's also interesting that Fenelia
はしゃぎすぎるな。以上であります。
well-trained soldiers, though. They don't even flinch when you slap them now.
アストリアの港を中継地に使う。君の軽率な行動で。
I would say it's interesting that Fenelia had 4 generals, and Zybok also just has 4 generals.
僕は奴に借りを返したいだけさ。
復讐なら捕らえた後でもできる。
僕の前に差し出せるのかい？捕らえた弟。
私は祖国を滅ぼした男だぞ。
Again, I feel like Delandu is a Yazic prototype Gundam Seed. I don't know.
知らぬで通せばよい。今引き渡しても我が国の得にはならぬ。
I don't know if that's disingenuous to Delandu. Maybe Yazic is a version 2 Delandu. We're really focusing on the drink.
あの次女にですか？
密告があってな。どうも。
Mole Man sold us out.
月の住人なんだそうだ。大方どこぞの田舎娘だろうがな。
I mean, effectively, being just a citizen of Japan, right? She's not like a billionaire or daughter of the prime minister or anything. She's just somebody from Earth.
エリーズ姫。姫、何か。
これ以上ミラーナを惑わせないで。ミラーナがあなたに惹かれているのは分かっている。でもあなたはミラーナにマレーネお姉様を重ねているだけ。ミラーナは日を追うごとにお姉様に似てくるわ。
Those two names are so close together, I am gonna fuck this up by the end of the show.
ミラーナはお姉様じゃない。私はミラーナの悲しむ顔は見たくない。悲しむのはいつも女よ。
Fair enough.
もう恋などしない。
Also, not the bitch I thought you were going to be.
嘘つき。
That was not a well-animated running away scene. I feel like her feet were in the air backwards and she just kind of like flew out.
Van! 私が相手を務めよう。
Is this going to be a show where Vaughn has improved and or Alan has gotten worse or something?
状況の急変。わあ、いいカードが揃った。
Nightmare? Yeah. Had to be a nightmare, only for one reason. Tarot cards are really important in the show. There's no chance that they would show her losing the tarot cards. We made it such a theme that our openers are the tarot cards. Yep, there we go. Just another Sasuke and Naruto.
さすがはあれ、美しい剣さばきでした。
姫、今は淑女の出歩く時間ではありません。
あら、剣の稽古をするような時間でもありませんわ。
I mean, to be fair, if you don't practice with swordsmanship at all hours of the day, you'll be unprepared to fight at those hours of the day you weren't practicing swordsmanship.
それは父が勝手に決めたこと。私はあれ、私の気持ち、なぜ分かってくださらないの？
ミラーナ姫。
あれ？あんたも飲みすぎ？
上には行かない方がいい。
私暑いの。風に当たりに行くのよ。
Well, I warned you. Do what you want.
何よ。変な
You
や
know,
つ。
wander yourself into a real Renka Lee situation. Literally upstairs and everything, too. It hurts. I don't like this. That's what Renka Lee said, sorry.
女としてお慕いしているのに。アレンさん、ミラーナさん。
姫。
Again, the fact that she smirked at that.
あなたのためなら全てを捨てます。お父様も、この国も。
This very much is just that scene from Across Frontier. Even though this came first, obviously. The princess is Cheryl Name. Alan is Atome. Alto. Hitomi is Renka Lee. It's the exact same setup. The only difference is that Hitomi didn't just give a concert singing in general how she loves someone. You're not a very good cat. You didn't hear this? You don't smell this?
あれ？もしかして泣いてんの？ほっといてよ。やっぱり泣いてる。
Yeah, you really don't actually want her to go away. There's shit in the room. Yeah, never mind. Really should have remembered this. This was literally on the next time from last episode, and I completely forgot.
こんな娘に相当ふっかけたらしいぜ、アストンを。メイデン様も物好きだな。
So, frogmen? Maybe? The lizard men? Because Alan would get pissed? Also, maybe the fact she was crying a moment ago and now she's kidnapped?
I も捜索に全力を尽くしている。しかしな、アストリアは広い。ガイメレフ一揆の取り物に避ける兵の数にも限りはある。
ならば、我らに捜索の許しを。我が兵を使ってエスカフローネを見つける。
それほど
Not a smart move to lie to them in their own flying fortress.
聞かせていただきたいものだな。
なるほど。入れ。
ボルケン様、竜、網にかかったとの報が。
I guess that is a disguise of some sort. And then it no longer became a disguise.
探す手間が省けたようですな。
偽装とは気がつかぬはずよ。直ちに守備隊を向かわせよ。
Send out the Swiss Guard. They'll be able to take out a mecha.
ボルケン殿、条約は守ってもらおう。都の危機だ。ザイバッハの兵の出陣を要請する。
あなたは大した王様だ。ディランドゥを起こしてやれ。
それが。
Yeah, I don't ever imagine Delandu sleeps. I imagine half of his insanity comes from not sleeping.
そこは市街地だ。民を巻き込むことは避けろ。
なるべくね。
We literally saw on the next time on, the whole place goes on fire. I'll see what I can do. Might as well just be another version of fuck you. No, the other one. Oh, this would be how I was found dead. Also, this is a dumb thing. We saw Delandu can extend his sword things a huge distance. Conceivably, a guy elf could just stand on the top of the canal and just shoot down at you. Just helping in the I love you, two different guys thing. Oh, just letting the kidnappers go. I guess that's it. Geckos, lizards, okay. Thought I might have gone with tree frogs.
見つけた。
How did they not spot him when they were having an arena duel before? Again, my problem here is obviously I have to root for the guy I have myself drawn as, or was drawn as. But Delando is fucking insane. Also, he's the bad guy. He's not gonna win. Also, kind of implies, knowing that this is Delandu's fighting tactic, how Finalia burnt. Where does Hitomi go when he transforms like that? Because she was in the hand. Oh, we're just leaving it all behind. I don't know. I did not expect them to be just leaving. I guess technically they have no tie to Alan and his crew. Like, they don't... Do they owe them anything? Like, they've sacrificed a lot to keep Vaughn safe, but then they brought them back to the capital, where the king put them in danger, and they are tied to the king. So, if we think, okay, never mind, Amano is in the end credits. So, I was wrong on that one. So do we just leave everyone behind? It feels like we've established all of these other side characters too much to just leave them behind. Okay, that's the confusion I had. We had Amano kissing her on a tree, and then Alan kissing her on a pillar in a very similar way. I conflated the two in my head. But I mean, even if they did run away, where they run to? I guess to the next new character for us to discover.
Escaflowne.
Okay, they all have angel's wings. Okay, so it's not that he died and came back an angel. It's that apparently I don't know if it's the people of Finalia, maybe the royal family of Finalia, are angels. Alright, so more of a mystery, but less of a mystery at the same time. But I guess it also implies that, yes, we just did fucking run away. So at some point in the future, I guess Alan's gonna show back up and be angry that Vaughn just bailed, or, hey Vaughn, nice to see you again. I don't know. I don't know which way it'll go, because being a knight as he is, he might, like, just assume that he did what was important, given the whole previous conversation that they had about putting your life on the line to save somebody, and Vaughn was running away to save Hitomi and possibly everybody else in the capital, since Delandu was fighting to kill Vaughn. Yeah, given the previous nature that Alan had about trying to encourage Vaughn to run away rather than fighting to the death, especially against the target of his ire for the destruction of Finalia. yeah, that makes sense. I don't think Alan's going to have a huge problem with this, especially given, again, the nature of what his king is up to. Because again, it swings back and forth. I can't tell if the king is trying to play Zybok or reap the benefits of being with Zybok. You know, the whole we'll hide you like a tree in a forest, but then meeting Zybok and expressing a desire to sell them with his merchant friend and then actively kidnapping the girl. I think he's playing both sides of the fence. I mean, other than that, though, again, the internal drama of the love triangles. If this feels like one of those, I can't remember the name of the trivia game. The trivia game where you have this little wheel and you go around the board and everything you land on. Trivial Pursuit. Trivial Pursuit piece where you put a bunch of pie slices into the wheel to represent which categories of questions you've gotten right. This is a Trivial Pursuit wheel of love triangles. And that was very much a one-for-one scene, I felt like, from Escaflowne to Macross Frontier. It'll take a while. It's going to be a while before that episode hits YouTube, but once you get there, it's like episode 20 or something of Macross Frontier. I can't remember. Once it gets there and you see this and you watch that, it's going to be like, you'll see it. It'd be impossible not to see it. Either Macross Frontier saw this and says, that's perfect, we'll use that, or just two independent thoughts came out of each other. Either way, I think I'm rambling here, so as per, what I'll probably do is, again, go back, take notes, and next time we record, I'll have more thoughts about everything I saw here. Until then, though, I have been Theta, this has been Stoneface Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?